For today's video, I am going to review the first appearance ever of Daffy Duck. So, alright, let's go.
Alright, we start off in Porky Pig's house, where he is getting ready for some duck hunting today. Right, he's got his duck decoys, his gun, his bullets, and all that kind of stuff. And he starts the day off by terrorizing his dog and accidentally shooting his upstairs neighbor in the ass. Man, oh man, not a good way to start the day off. Bad omens. But Porky and his dog make it to the lake. And behold, there is a singular duck flying overhead. What luck for Porky, hey? Clear shot and all? Wrong. There's at least 19 other hunters there, and they all start blasting away at this one duck. And they all miss? What? Not a single one of them hit this duck. But somebody winds up hitting 2 airplanes, so I guess all is not lost. You'd think at that point you'd probably go home, after causing that much damage, But no, Porky persists. He sets up some decoys in the lake, and this rascally duck swoops in to bug Porky. Tries to make him go insane. So Porky goes all Rambo 3 and walks under the lake to sneak up on this pesky duck, which he misses, and he hits a barrel of booze instead. And man, if you couldn't get a duck all day long, but you could score a barrel of booze, I think that would be a pretty successful day. Unfortunately, the barrel sinks to the bottom of the lake, and a bunch of fish get into it, and they get as plastered as the hunters. So, well, at least they're having fun. Meanwhile, Porky actually shoots and hits Daffy, holy crap. They basically show it too, that's crazy. But Daffy, being Daffy and all, he still gets the upper hand because he decides not to follow the script. Literally, as Porky Pig has pointed out, showcasing this duck's level of insanity. He's even insane enough to eat an electric eel, but, hey, at least, unlike the hunters, Daffy was able to catch something, so good on him, right? And he's even crazier because he shows Porky how to use his rifle after Porky failed to shoot Daffy again. That is one bold duck, man. So desperate times, and desperate measures, right? Porky breaks out his duck call to lure some ducks closer, but it backfires horribly. All the drunk hunters around think it's a real duck, so they start blasting away in Porky's direction, so he's gotta bolt out of there to save his own hide. Even after he's out in the open and the hunters can clearly see it's not a duck, they keep shooting. Although all the other hunters are human and this one hunter is a pig, so maybe, yeah, I guess that could work out, I guess. Porky does make it back home safe, only to be terrorized by the ducks that he couldn't shoot, So, in a fit of rage, he throws his gun down and accidentally shoots his upstairs neighbor in the ass again. Couldn't bag a duck, but hey, he got 2 ass shots, so I guess that's good. It's something. But with that last cheeky little moment, that is the end of this fantastic tale.
So yeah, frickin' Daffy Duck, eh? Man, what a character this guy, eh? And really, man, for cartoon characters, fairly iconic, especially in the aspect that he was quite the game changer. Yes, see? Prior to this cartoon, man, there were obviously, a lot of cartoons out there at this point, but, there weren't any that had a character that was so crazy as Daffy Duck. Any cartoon that had any kind of confrontation between characters, the characters were still, pretty reserved. They wouldn't really be too outlandish, they may do kind of silly and zany things, but the characters themselves would be pretty sane. Enter Daffy Duck. The guy's freaking nuts, man. So Daffy Duck really broke the mold, man. He was the first character I would say is certifiably insane. It isn't just crazy what he does to other characters, but what he just does on a general basis is nuts. But it was awesome. Audiences have never seen something like that before, so when they finally seen this cartoon, man, this cartoon was the talk of the town. So Daffy really helped shape, the whole trajectory of Looney Tunes and Warner Brothers cartoons, man. Like, really awesome. And even outside of that, you have characters like Woody Woodpecker, who is, you know, pretty nuts in his own regard, but he came out after Daffy Duck, you know? So good on Daffy for being a trailblazer of insanity. And I can totally understand audiences loving this featured cartoon. Like, it's only 8 minutes long, right? But there's so much that happens in this 8 minutes. There's Porky versus Daffy, Porky versus the other hunters versus Daffy, the dog versus Daffy, fish getting hammered. There's so many things going on in it, man. And like, for an 8-minute cartoon being that jam-packed with stuff, man, like, that is actually pretty spectacular. And speaking of those fish getting hammered, there's a couple of things about that. So there was some random barrel of booze just bobbing a boot, right? And that might seem out of place, but you know, not so much, right? This cartoon happened not long after Prohibition has ended in the United States. It is conceivable that someone's booze stash just kind of fell into the lake, you know, if it was kind of around the area or something, or fell off a boat or whatever and got lost. And then a fish went, drank all of that stuff, got hammered, and those fish were singing a pretty popular song called On Moonlight Bay, which was really popular at the time. So, you know, they're pretty topical, I guess, you know, for 1937. And them there fish there, man, they went drinking and then they went boating. Just so you know, man, that's a really huge no-no, right? If you're drinking, you don't get behind a boat and drive, man. Even if it's a paddle boat, man, you tip over the side, what are you gonna do, right? You're hammered, you're not swimming. Safety first, my friends. Also, speaking of safety, man, when Porky Pig was like pointing his gun around willy-nilly, never frickin' ever do that. You always assume it's loaded and you point it towards the ground if you're not using it, man. Porky shot his upstairs neighbor twice in the ass, man, for poor gun safety, right? Like, the dude shouldn't be owning this stuff. He doesn't know how to handle it. And yes, this cartoon is the first appearance of Daffy Duck, but this is also the first cartoon where Mel Blanc voiced the voice of Porky Pig. So a little bit more of history. We're really starting to flesh that Porky Pig character out. So those are some of the quick little things in this episode. Like I say, it is a freaking awesome, like, little cartoon for the 8 minutes that it is. There's a lot of things to laugh at and all that kind of stuff. So, man, if you haven't checked it out, man, do yourself a favor and put your peepers on this picture. But, yeah, other than this, that, those, and the other things, man, I guess, that's that.
Right on, and there you go. So thanks for watching the video. I hope you liked it as much as I did making it. Also, feel free to check out the source material that I featured in this video. And if you want to leave a comment on anything you may have liked or things I might have missed in this, you know, feel free to do so. Or anything else, you know, just to say hi. That's cool too. And other than that, you know, have a great day. Thanks.